So in the corner, I've got 1.25 PVC. That's my chase tube. So it's connected to a long sweep electrical 90. It's not short like this. And even though they make these, they're a longer sweep, they're not as long as a sweep as the electrical one I could get. So I used electrical 1.25 long sweep 90, and then I connected that to a black rolled pipe. And I've got about 120 feet of that this is going to go through, and then that way this line will be protected. It's not direct buried in dirt. It'll have the cover around it, the black pipe. And as sometimes you shut your water on and off, this will move a little bit. So if this was buried in the dirt outside, eventually, maybe a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, something like that, it could rub a hole in that. Well, if this pipe here, like I've done, is inside a chase tube, it's got to wear through the other one before it even gets to this. So that does happen. It happens a lot with direct burial wires too. People bury a wire in the ground without putting a chase tube around it, and next thing you know, maybe I've seen as quick as 5 years they're having to dig up the yard and put another trench in there with a new line. So that's why I used all chase tubes. That way, if anything ever goes wrong, I just slide a new one in it, and it's not that expensive. Versus if you ever have to repair it, it's going to be real expensive because maybe you'll have asphalt in your driveway or something. You have to tear that up. So this way I don't have to tear anything up. I just slide the line out and slide a new one in. So in this case, we're sliding about 120 feet down this 1.25 to where we can get to the well. And that's where we're at today. Also using this jug full of soapy water, and I can spray a little bit in there as I'm pushing the line in there, and that soapy water just helps this line to slide through better. And over here, I've hung the 300 feet from two 2x4s, just put a wire between the two, a couple screws in the stud, and then that way I can just unroll it little by little as I need it and feed it down in there. So just trying to figure out how to do things on my own and be creative. So we got our 1-inch PEX, 10-2 wire, and another chase wire in case we want to use it. We just ran these through the floor into a 3-inch diameter PVC in the corner there. You probably can't see it too well. And that goes into 4-inch corrugated. So it's about 250 feet. So here's my wire that I pulled this all through with. It was a chase wire inside of this 4-inch corrugated pipe. So I taped it to this wire right here, which is 10-2 wire. So this is all taped around here, comes through here, and I had it all taped through here, and it goes right through the center of this plastic jar. The reason for the plastic jar is this rounded part here on the edge. It's going through corners in the corrugated pipe, it kind of rolls off it better than what it would if it wasn't in there. So it just acts as a really nice guide and bounces off everything and allows it to pull through better. So, and I also went through the side of the 1-inch PEX. You can see I drilled a hole in it, so I would go right through the center of this and pull straight. So I've got the 1-inch PEX, got my wire that's 10-2, and then I've got a chase line in case I want to run anything else before. This is a 250-foot pull. I pulled downhill versus pulling uphill, so it's always a lot easier if you're pulling down a hill. If you have one, doesn't matter if you're going flat, but this had uphill, downhill, so I pulled downhill and made it much easier. So this jar, I drilled a hole in the center of it, ran my pull wire right through the center of that, and then I ran this wire through the center of that also, along with the new chase wires running. They were all taped together really good, and then I got them here, and I taped the jar, plastic jar, to this, and then I taped them all again through here with electrical tape, because you don't want that tape, the wire, to slip out when you're pulling it.